maybe I'm missing something, but so far as I've seen, folks in the Degrassi fandom don't actually hate Manny. Sure, a lot of characters on Degrassi have a problem with her personally, for good or not so well thought out reasons, but for Degrassi fans, she ranges either from, she's a decent character and I feel sorry for her in a lot of ways, but she's not my favorite, to Manny's just the best. And a lot of times in these discussions where her flaws do come up, they often get hand-waved. Particularly the ones I'm thinking about are the role that she played in Craig and Ashley's breakup and Spinner and Paige's breakup. Now, right off the bat, I want to get out there that I do not feel it's right to shame Manny for being a sexually active or at least appearing to be a sexual person. Slut shaming is downright ridiculous. For one, if a guy can be celebrated for having sex with a lot of girls, then why is it suddenly bad for girls to have sex with a lot of guys? As long as the sex is being had in a safe manner, i.e. both parties give their consent and means of contraception were used, then there's nothing really wrong with casual sex. And I do also want to say that Manny was rather unfairly treated after it came out that she was the other woman in Craig and Ashley's relationship. Not that she didn't do anything wrong, but the thing that people got on her about was the fact that she had sex, calling her easy and basically punishing her for ever having explored her sexuality. She ended up labeled the school slut and crucified for being a sexual woman rather than a person who pursued a guy who was already in a relationship. And that's frankly where my criticism of Manny comes in. I'm not saying that she's a poorly written character, she's very well written, it's that she as a person has flaws, which every person has flaws. And if you think that's not the case, then you're kidding yourself. Now, whenever discussions of this nature pop up talking about Manny's roles in the breakup of Craig and Ashley and Spinner and Paige, people always love to point out, well, the guy had a part in it too. And yes, of course that's true. Spinner chose to get all touchy-feely with Manny while still dating Paige, and Craig made the choice to have sex with Manny while still being in a relationship with Ashley. And he made the choice to continue seeing her and Ashley at the same time while telling both that they're the only one for him. Of course the guys are at fault, but that doesn't somehow wipe clean Manny's slate. Just because they made a decision to does not erase the fact that in both cases, Manny was getting extra friendly with guys who were already in a relationship. She opted to have that not quite crossing the line into sexual fun with Spinner, but still very touchy-feely. And with Craig, she purposely preyed on him. She waited for the right moment when he and Ashley were at their lowest in their relationship and used that as an opportunity to make her move. She waited until Craig and Ashley had a fight, and once Craig was alone, she swooped in and tried to comfort him by basically saying, "Dump Ashley, I'm here right now." And then even after she saw that Craig still wanted to be with Ashley, she still kept pursuing him. She asked him out to a rave when Ashley was going to be out of town, and that very same night, she propositioned him for a no-strings-attached cheating relationship. Sure, it seems that her end goal was always to be Mrs. Craig Manning, but that doesn't justify the steps that she was taking to do so. And hell, we know that this was Manny's strategy because she instructed Emma as much. When Emma was pining for Chris but then found out that he has a girlfriend, she read Emma her own rulebook to get a guy who's already taken. And of course, that's not to say that guys are property, like they're objects to be stolen, as is the main criticism to the term boyfriend stealer, but it's just plain decency that you don't hit on or make the moves on a person who is already in a monogamous relationship. Of course, simply just developing feelings for someone who's already in a relationship isn't wrong, it's what you do with those feelings. And if the relationship falls apart on its own, and after its conclusion, then you start pursuing the person that you like, then that's fair as long as the person wants to be pursued. But doing so before that point is neglecting to recognize how any other party would feel except for yourself. You're basically saying, my feelings are the only ones that matter, and screw everyone else who might get hurt by what I'm doing. And again, I feel the need to point out that I don't dislike Manny, and I also feel like the brand of scorn that she got at school after what happened with Craig was very undeserved, but none of this justifies where she actually went wrong. You know, now I'm curious, what other characters do you think did terrible things but are often hand-waved by fans? For me, Paige really stands out in that regard. She'll do some very awful things for really no reason except for self-interest. I still like her as a character, but I'd like to see more recognition for the things that she did wrong rather than just the things that happened to her. Thank you very much for consuming this video, and if you want to get in contact with me and talk about Degrassi, Steven Universe, musicals, pretty much anything, you can find me at NotAVampyre on Twitter. And like with YouTube, it may take a while for me to respond, but if I've got something to say, I will say it. Thank you very much again, and until next time.